Okay, listen, it's 1 in the freaking morning. I just watched Coolie and War 2 back to back, but we're going to talk about Coolie first, and this one is the one from South India, because War 2 is Bollywood. But stop talking about War 2, Chase. Talk about Coolie, and if it is a good movie or not. And I'm sorry if it's going to be kind of a weird review, because like I said, it's 1 in the morning, and I'm tired. But this movie did keep me awake. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Coolie. What's about pretty simple premise. You have a guy who's a coolie. And if you didn't know, in this one, it's a laborer, right? And he's part of a union, or was part of a union. And now he's kind of living his life gracefully, having fun, having this mansion, and doesn't like alcohol. 30 years alcohol free. However, something happens and one of his friends dies. And he's got to figure out who killed this guy. And now he's going back into the underbelly of this port gang of watches, of drugs, of alcohol, of death and murder, and just espionage, police people dying left and right. And we got to figure out who is he with, who can he trust, and this whole web of just lies in this film. So did I like this film? I thought it was a pretty fun South Indian film overall. I thought the acting was good. I thought the action set pieces were pretty good and violent. But there were some character flaws overall in this movie that really did hinder the experience for me. Okay, when talking about the positives, I think the story is one of the better parts of the movie because there are twists and turns in this movie where I was like, thank God it's something different and I wasn't expecting. Like when some people were having some twists and turns, I was like, oh snap, that is good storytelling, especially with a couple. That's all I'm going to say. I'm like, okay. Wasn't expecting that, and I'm glad they put that on screen because it was something a little bit fresh where I'm like, okay, I know for a fact once they turn, they're not going to be like bad to good, bad to good, bad to good. Because Indian movies, I hate to say it, some people like to say it where it's like, oh my God, he's bad, but he's good, but he's going to turn bad, and he's going to turn good again because something occurred in the story. Nope, not here, and I did enjoy that. The score in this movie, it was like a weird lo-fi soundtrack, which I really dug. Like, it was like something I haven't heard in a movie before. And I was like, this is fresh, this is fun, and I really like the score, and it really did dig well with the actual movie itself. Okay, what else did I like? The camera movement. One of the my more famous Indian films was Vikram. I want to say it came out about 2001, if I'm not mistaken. And I noticed, wow, the arm camera where it does the fight sequences, I haven't seen it in quite some time. This movie shows it, and it's a blast. Especially when they're in the mansion scene. That's super, super fun. And I really dug what they're trying to do in this movie with the camera set pieces. Because you know for a fact, you hate to say it, the main guy is like in his 50s, so he can't have the power and the punch of throwing the axes and things like that. Understandable. But when the hooks come out, holy moly macaroni and cheese, it is really, really fun when looking at that part. All right, the look of the movie is pretty good as well. It is violent. This is one of the more violenter ones when it comes to like showing things and letting it like play out. So I did really dig that, especially at the very beginning where I was like, oh, we are really showing how dangerous this port gang can be. And the different characters, right? There's a slew of characters in this movie, and I like how each of them intertwine with each other, especially with the main bad guy's son, who's a officer at the port, and he doesn't know what he really wants to do. Does he want to follow in his father's footsteps or not? So I did like that dynamic as well, especially the three sisters with the dad. Oh, and the side story of the chair. That's all I'm going to say, right, with this chair. And I'm like, oh, this is going some crazy stuff. And it's like, you think about it, you're like, okay, yeah, some sci-fi stuff. But at the same time, you're like, this is kind of ingenious of having a plot point like this in the movie that correlates to something different. There are some plot points though that do kind of, I'm gonna say, get confusing, but there's so many different people that have so many different what am I trying to say, aspects to them, are different storylines where they want to go, especially the main storyline. Then you have the short guy, that's all I'm gonna say right there. Then you have the bigger guy gang, especially if something that happens in the mud, right? That's all I'm going to say. And that turns into like a 3-piece storyline where it's like, okay, there's a hidden safe, there's this, there's the hearts. And you're thinking, okay, that's a lot of character choices and a lot of character developments of like what they should do to like backstab each other. And there are parts when it deals with that, especially with the vault safe behind a bathroom, that they don't really explain how things disappear. You're just supposed to randomly assume like this guy just has so many different connections that it's so easy to steal all these watches, all these gold bricks. Which, when going to IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes says he's like a gold smuggler, I don't think he was ever a gold smuggler like in the movie. He was part of a labor union, and the whole point was basically the backstory is he expected some people to stay alive, but the main people part of this company is like, nope, we're going to kill them one by one. He said, oh, hell no, and we're going to have these 1890 people be free with me in this mansion. Okay, glaring flaw in this movie are the women characters. Not the one that I'm talking about, the couple, the three sisters. They were freaking annoying, especially the main sister that you're watching, and there's a twist in the movie about who she actually is. But my gosh, she was so worthless in this movie. Like, each character choice, she's like frozen, especially in this train sequence, and everything she does is stupid decisions, and she's always frozen, and she's just freaking useless. Everything she does is useless, especially there's also a scene where this guy has a choker and a thing, and it's literally right here. She could run, but she like, everything she does, she freezes in fear, just freezes, which is weird because at the very beginning of the movie, she's trying to be this like bad bitch, if you want to put it that way, where she's like, you can't control me. I do what I want, and I want you out of this house, to the main guy. But then when the story progresses, she's a sourpuss. She's really a sourpuss, frozen fish. I can't do anything. And you're just like, do something. Do something. And she can't do anything in this movie. It's freaking frustrating. And that really did hinder the experience for me, especially in the second half of the movie. Even though the second half of the movie kind of was like going pretty good, every time she was on screen, she does something stupid. And it really, really bothered me going throughout this movie. So overall, Coolie, though, I think is a good movie overall. I think the soundtrack and score is absolutely fantastic. The dance sequences were mid, in my opinion. Like I said, of course, he's an older guy, and he tries to do the best he can. And I know a lot of people in the audience were going crazy every time they showed a younger, de-aging version of him, which is pretty cool. But Western, I was like, okay, they de-aged him pretty cool. The story is fun. The ending, though, even though the story kind of concludes kind of rapidly of, going back to the beginning of who this guy is that's about to like have a knife, which I like his outfit. I know it's kind of weird, but it's also kind of overall kind of a weird ending to end it like that. I don't know. It just felt odd, and there's like different spots where you could end it a little bit better, but it is what it is, how they wanted to do it. Good fight sequences overall. I like the camera movement. The look of the movie's fun. Just some glaring like WTF moments. I'm like, what are you doing? And that woman character. That's where I think I really hinder with this movie, because her arc, her character choices, her writing is damn right atrocious. So Coolie will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 70%. So see, the critics and user scores gave this one. Absolutely diddly squiznit from the audience score are the critics. So you got my 70%. Chase Soccer, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Liz Butontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. A great day. I don't care what to say tomorrow, week from a month, a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And are you cool with this Coolio? Coolie? What?